Well, the grain just arrived. Now time to unload it. Whew, a lot of grain. Got my trusted salty nut roll. What's up, man?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm not open yet.
Yeah, you're about to sign your side. I got a couple shirts for you if you want.
Oh, sure. Yeah, dope. Back on the grain. Sweaty, I apologize for any of the drops of sweat on me, but I just carried, 700 pounds of grain. Give this baby a taste. It's all right. So why do I use Weyermann grain? Back in 1966, pickup sticks, I was working at Black Star Co-op in Austin, Texas, and we were doing a collaboration with a brewery in Denmark. And the brewer came over, brought his recipe, and said that he uses Weyermann Malts. We ordered the ingredients that he preferred, used them in the beer, and it turned out wonderful. The malt character was awesome. The roasted malt that he used in the beer was awesome, and the efficiency was awesome. These malts were a little more expensive than what we were used to, but for this one-off, we decided it was, no big deal, and on a brew pub scale, similar to Tanglefoot, not a big deal. Well, we decided to completely change over to Weyermann at that point because of how impressed we were with the product. So fast forward to now, Tanglefoot Brewing. Why am I still using this product, being a Czech lager brewery, and these are from Germany? Well, there's a lot of practical reasons, and then there's a little bit of sentimentality, so I'll get into that in just a second. Weyermann Malt, they're from Bamberg, Germany. They are a business that is over 100 years old. When did they open? They opened in 1879, so they've been around for a long time. I had the pleasure of going out to Bamberg several years ago and touring the facilities, and it's just an amazing place. It's like a little city within a city, and they make all of their bags red and white, which is a beautiful color scheme, in my opinion. What are the practical reasons why I like this malt? Well, it's consistent. They have very good efficiency. You can get a lot of great efficiency from plenty of malts out there, but I've just found really good efficiency working with these malts, specifically the base malts. And the third reason, the most important reason, I think they have the best specialty malts in the world, at least from the ones that I've tried. And within that subcategory, I think they have hands down the best roasted malts of any malts I've tried in the world. Why do I think that? Well, I've used them in several beers that have won awards on a national scale and a local scale. We won a gold medal for our Robust Porter at Black Star in 2015. We won a gold medal for the Robust Porter again, and our Imperial Stout at Black Star in 2022 for the inaugural Texas Craft Brewers Cup. And the most popular beers here at Tanglefoot have been the two dark beers. And I credit all of that to the roasted malts that Weyermann makes. Weyermann Malts originally started as a malt coffee company, and I had no idea what that was. We got the spiel when we were touring the facility, but basically back in the olden days, before coffee was mainstream and readily available, it was a commodity, or it was a very prized commodity. And so you had to have a lot of money to be able to purchase it. And so they started roasting barley to the degree that you would roast coffee, similar to these roasted malts, basically burning it and charring it until you get the same sort of flavors out of the malt than you would the coffee bean. And so you got all of the flavors of coffee without any of the caffeine, which is kind of the point of drinking coffee. But that was the initial business that started Weyermann, and so they still to this day make outstanding roasted malts. And on the tour of the facility, I saw their giant drums that were just like 3 school buses together. It's amazing, incredible stuff. All of that aside, they still are very expensive. Now, this is relative to other malts in the world and in their category, but we order our malts from a company called BSG, Brewer Supply Group. They're the ones that send the nut rolls. Shout out to BSG. So these malts, Pilsner malt, is about 90 cents a pound. That is very expensive compared to other Pilsner malts. But why do I keep buying these malts if they're so much more expensive? Well, I've already detailed some of those reasons before, but I'm on a small scale and I sell all of my beer over the counter at retail prices. So the margins are much larger and the costs aren't as prohibitive to me on this small scale as they would be for a large commercial brewery. However, that will be a consideration moving forward throughout the years as I continue to scale this business. So something to keep in the back of my mind. But the other reason is they are consistent in quality. I've not had any issues with Weyermann in the past, therefore I'm willing to pay for that reputation and that consistency. Weyermann malts, they are packaged in 55-pound bags or 25 kilos. Each one of these bags gets lugged inside here, but at my previous job, I would have to carry them upstairs. So I probably lifted tens of thousands of pounds of Weyermann bags over the years, and I love it. They have this weird, peculiar string that keeps them all tied up and has given brewers like myself trouble opening these things for years. So naturally, we just resort to cutting them open. I have a video on how to open this in the YouTube channel as well as a short, so check it out if you are using Weyermann malt. Other reasons that I love Weyermann. My mom got me this poster when we were on tour at the Weyermann plant, Weyermann Malts. They also sent me this dope pair of red Weyermann overalls for when we won the gold medal in 2015 at the Great American Beer Festival. Outside of the roasted malts, their caramel malts are awesome, and their Vienna malt is always a pleasure to get in because it says Wiener malt. That's why I like Weyermann malts. I just wanted to make this video because people ask me all the time why I use these malts in particular, and it's kind of a cult favorite in the beer industry, even though it's more expensive and they are in Germany. So that's pretty much it. I'm happy to go into more detail if anybody has any questions or is interested. Cheers.